What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we are here with Toyota and we're going to take a look at the newest 2025 Toyota GR Corolla. This particular spec is the Premium Plus, which is the new top of the line car, coming in around $48,000 and it's finished off in heavy metal. What's cool for 2025, well, you can now option this car with the 8-speed automatic transmission. So we're going to be taking these cars out on the track in just a few minutes and experience what this hot hatch with the new automatic is all about. Underneath the hood of the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla, you're gonna find that 1.6 liter inline 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. Pumps out 300 horsepower with 295 pound-feet of torque, has a red line at 7,200 RPM. The GR Corolla is either paired to a 6-speed manual or the 8-speed automatic transmission, and it sends the power to all 4 wheels. The overall curb weight is around 3,300 pounds. It runs on a 13.2 gallon fuel tank, and for the automatic, you're going to expect 19 miles per gallon in the city with 27 out on the highway. This has an overall length at 173.6 inches with a wheelbase at 103.9. Height is 57.2, width is 72.8, and ground clearance is 5.3 inches. Now up front, the GR Corolla features a 4-piston Brembo brake caliper with a 14-inch rotor and 2-piston brake calipers in back with 11.7-inch rotors. Now 0 to 60 is going to be similar for automatic and manuals, coming in around 4.9 seconds. But being all-wheel drive, of course, it's going to be pretty fun once we get this out and test out what this car has to offer. But nonetheless, this is going to be a pretty quick car, a little bit quicker than the other hot hatches in this segment. Now let's move on to styling. Let's start with the hood. I really like the bulge in the upper section. It gives you a really muscular appearance, and there's functional vents up on top. These are actually heat extraction vents. There's ducting to them to really pull a lot of the hot air out of the front portion of the engine compartment to keep the engine breathing in some cooler air as well. And then for the styling, looks very similar to the current generation, what we're of course used to seeing. You got the Toyota badge right in the center, small functional openings as well. And I love how these LED headlights cut into that front portion. They have a really mean look with the daytime running lights surrounding them, blacked out housing as well. And then just check out how bold and meaty this front bumper is. You have this huge black section with all of this mesh. You can see the intercooler back there. There are forward-facing parking sensors and then a lot of openings. We have extra openings in the side for coolers, and then you can see these ducts right here, which look like front brake ducts. So really nice and aggressive design. I like just the sharp lines to it, the body color surrounding it. This front splitter is pretty aggressive as well. I also like the more wide body design. You have these bulges for this front bumper that lead into the front fender to give it that rally inspiration. So it just has a really good look all around. You can just see how that cuts outwards. And then as we make our way into the side profile, you got a nice set of wheels. I really like this updated design with the multi-spoke. They are Enkei wheels as well, so super lightweight, 18-inch diameter, and of course the contrast red brake calipers look fantastic, along with the slotted aspects to these rotors. So they're satin black as well. You're gonna see another vent back here with our GR badge, gloss black on the mirrors, along with the turn signal, and then it says GR4 on this side skirt, representing that this is a 4-wheel drive vehicle. So kind of neat that they've added their own little design language to it. And then up on the roof, what we saw on the Circuit Edition, it now transfers over to this Premium Plus. We have the forged carbon fiber roof panel with a matte black shark fin antenna. So that just looks really cool, of course, keeping it a little bit lighter weight for the center of gravity. And then another cool feature is these rear fenders. They are literally a wide body design. You can tell how they are separate from the body itself. And then the whole side profile complements itself well. You have the sharp line cutting towards that front vent, body colored door handles, and just a really good side profile overall with short front and rear overhangs to give it that compact, sporty look. In back, you can see how that fender makes its way into the bumper to give you that wider appearance. Really nice design on these LED taillights with the red and black housing. And then the lower bumper has a really large black section throughout it that kind of matches what we saw up in front. And a really cool unique feature, of course, is this triple exhaust tip. You have the 2 on the outside and the larger one in the center. And then there's also rear-facing parking sensors, all of your badging, a cool contour into the lift back, and an integrated spoiler up on top. And then if we go ahead and pop this lift back, we can take a look at the storage space you're gonna get. You got a nice carpet in here. If we lift this up, looks like there is a little bit of hidden storage space. As you can tell, we got the battery back here and a tire inflator kit. So there's not gonna be a spare tire, but at least you have that kit. There's a little bit of storage on the far corners. And then this privacy cover, I can go ahead and remove. And with it lowered, you can see basically all the space you're gonna get. It's a small car for sure, but you can still easily reach these seat cushions. They're really easy to fold down, and they're gonna fold nice and flat as well. So maybe you wanna go on a weekend snowboard trip or a biking trip. I think 2 people are gonna be able to use this as a practical car, actually. We've got 2 small handles up here, really lightweight. We can close down the lift gate. And then let's take a look at the interior space. Now, being a hatchback, you know, you have a lot of space lifting up that seat. And if I go ahead and hop in here, you have a pretty decent amount of room. So I have the front seat moved forward just a little bit so this headrest was able to clear. But sitting here at 5'11", I have plenty of headroom. Knee room is still fine, even if I slid the seat back about an inch. You have a little bit of storage in the center portion along with a USB. You also have a 12 volt down here. There's storage behind each of these seats. And then the interior looks really nice with the black leather material along with the micro suede. Door panel has this material on the armrest with padding. There's contrast stitching, grab handle, storage as well. And then moving to the center, we do have an armrest with cup holders right here as well. So overall, it's a nice back seat. You got the ultra suede in it, in the inserts. And honestly, I think, you know, you and maybe 3 people back here might be a little cramped for the middle guy, but 4 people for sure in this car seems pretty comfortable. The steering wheel looks awesome in here. It's very small feeling, and you have those paddle shifters. So you can take a look at how sporty they look. You can see the leather wrapped, and then those shifters right here. Got the Toyota badge right in the center. Controls over on this left side for Bluetooth and audio. You can see cruise control settings on the right. There's red stitching along with the GR badge. And now with my foot on the brake, let's fire it up. And then taking a look at the gauge cluster, you can see that tack right in the center along with the boost gauge. And then of course you can see the gear. If I go ahead and put it into drive, you have your manual shift select right in the center to help you out when you are using these paddle shifters. You can also see some vitals over on the left side, and then there's drive modes down below. So we have this control panel right here. We can push it for track, toggle it left and right for normal as well as gravel. So you can see where it says normal down below, gravel, and then the track mode as well. You can see, of course, your normal stock over on that left side for turn signals and headlights. Of course, you have windshield wipers over on the right. And then down below here, we have a few other controls: interior dimming, automatic high beams, heated steering wheel, heated windscreen, and one of your air vents. Just some smooth material across the dashboard. It is more of a soft touch with a faux stitching design. You have more of the soft touch and the stitching material right there. And then Toyota's infotainment screen, which is very familiar across the board. So everything you're going to expect in any modern Toyota vehicle. Trip information will pop up. You have history as well, settings as well. And then you can see your air vents. All the climate controls are super simple, readily available. There's a wireless phone charger, heated seats, some red contrast stitching, and extra drive modes as well. So you can toggle this, and this is how you can then adjust everything. So you have a custom mode. The sport mode gives you a really cool indicator for the tack, going back to normal, and then in an eco mode, which has already turned off that exhaust. So you're gonna see more red stitching throughout the center. You do have a normal e-brake. So that is definitely a great plus to see. Cup holders right here, and then another look at the seats with all the really cool materials. All right guys, so we are setting off now. We're in all the fun modes in automatic mode right now, just to feel it out a little bit. But we are in the GR4 in the track, and then sport mode, traction control off. So it keeps the revs pretty good when you are in this mode. Not bad if you're gonna drive this car in automatic. Pretty good acceleration out of that. Let's go into manual mode. Now this car is a performance car, so with the upgraded suspension and brakes and everything, this car definitely feels pretty right at home on the track. We're in 3rd gear, very flat in the turns as well. The steering input is nice. It's got a good weighted feedback. It feels really responsive. So far the transmission is pretty snappy. A lot of turbo power, especially down low. You feel the shifts a little bit. There's a little bit of like a lurching sensation. Pretty confident around the bank. Has some good sounds to it. And then we got this tight chicane. Hard under braking. Hear a little bit of that blow-off noise as well. Man, there's so much grip. Yeah, definitely a really good handling. These bumps on this bank you can definitely feel. But the steering's pretty nice. Brakes really bring this thing to a standstill nicely. Yeah, pretty sweet already. And we even drove this 40 minutes here on the public roads. And for a daily driver, the automatic is smooth and normal when you just want to kind of drive it like you would expect. Yeah, the automatic definitely fun and snappy for the track driving. Let's go ahead and hop in the manual just so we get our real bearings when test driving these cars and see what that's all about. All right, heading off now. So we're in all the same drive modes with the rev matching on. I do like how I can see in my peripheral the gauge cluster to see that tachometer. You can just see that line going yellow, and then basically right when you shift, obviously it's that red line. So third gear, holding pretty good. That sounds pretty good, rev matching. Yeah, these cars handle really good. You know, for a hot hatch, it's doing what it's supposed to. And with the all-wheel drive, I mean, you're able to really floor it around a turn. Seems pretty confident. Let's get into second gear. Steering is nice and heavy. Maybe a little squirrely right there. Probably stay in third gear, 6,000 RPM, going about 70. And we'll go to fourth. 77. We got a chicane. Man, it sounds so good. Hard on the brakes. Second gear, full throttle out of that. I love how you can just see that gauge cluster. That's a really helpful thing in a stick shift. We'll just stick it in third. Nice and smooth out of it. Yeah, the manual is pretty darn direct too. This is great for, you know, autocrosses, light track days, things like this. It definitely gives you that engagement level. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Yeah, well, manual, we love the manual. Save the manuals, right? And right at home on the track, obviously it requires more skill, a little bit more engagement because you're really focusing on getting the right shift, not messing up those shifts. That was fun. That was really fun taking the stick shift out on the track. That was super cool. Let's hop back into automatic, wrap it up for the new GR Corolla. All right, next up in the auto. Definitely fun going back and forth between the two. The auto, you definitely get to focus a little bit more on the steering and braking, obviously, since you're not really paying attention to shifting. I'm still using manual. Still fun to hit the paddles, it's pretty responsive. They are shifting very quick as well. Probably going to be carrying a little bit more speed out of the auto since I know my shifts are gonna be lightning quick versus the delay. But it's fun in the manual, I love it. I'm old school, so I really enjoy that. But I like how this auto still sounds awesome with the rev matches. But I mean, the auto's giving me the precision on track, which is great for novices, as well as if you're actually going for lap times. And it gives me that comfortable driving when I'm on the road for a daily driver. So I don't really think you're sacrificing any fun factor regardless of the transmission. It's great Toyota offers both. I think that is a winning recipe, just giving the consumer both options. Oh, hard on the negative G's, and there's a cone in the way. Yeah, I don't think you can complain. Just a tad bit of understeer there, nothing crazy. Overall, both cars are super confident, super fun. All right, Well, that is about gonna wrap it up. Full look at the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla, and even testing both the new auto as well as the current manuals out on the track to feel them out. They're both a lot of fun. Manual, really no complaints with either car. They're great on the track. They're fun for daily driving. Really good option. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, full review of the 2025 Corolla. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.